You know, we really can't believe that Harry has turned into something so tragic. Now it's time to leave Meghan. Hello and welcome to the Princess Diana News YouTube channel. How much longer do we have to put up with this lawyer guy? It means that today's man tells the whole world that he has suffered so much and has no one to turn to. I think we can give this bucket to patience because we all hate it. So, to promote his Netflix documentary series, Harry claimed that no one around me could really help me. Seriously, Harry, he was trying to pretend he hadn't had any support since he came back from the war in Afghanistan, and that the trauma of losing his mother never left him. How pitiful can he be? He's just showing us time and time again that he's the Harry Derry story we've never heard before. Well, maybe Harry should think about the fact that there are so many people in the world who are going through unimaginable trauma every day and they find a way to solve it. They say that no one approached him, a blatant lie, and he should be ashamed of himself. I mean, Harry is a member of one of the richest and most influential families in the world, if not the richest. Unlike the rest of us who just have to eat it and find a solution to our problems. Harry will have free access to the best consultants and the best medical professionals in the world. Look for Harry. He doesn't have to wait hours in the hospital. Medical help will be available in a few minutes. Harry may have forgotten what we heard from his two 6th Regiment friends in Season 3 that he was with at Sebastian's camp. They claim that he is busy reading news on the internet. Well, Harry, I hope that you're listening to this right now because it's time to grow up. It's time to stop listening to Meghan Markle. She was kicked out of Britain and she tells you what to say, what to do. Harry, if you really want to grow up, you need to apologize to your father first and then your brother and your sister-in-law and the people of Britain as well. So will Harry's family want to accept his apology? I think they will, because actually they're much classier than Harry, but accepting the apology is not the same as accepting Harry back into the fold. It's not like they're ever going to be able to trust him again. We know that Harry has lost that forever, and once you lose somebody trust, it's really hard to get back, and while he blames his family, I think he knows deep down that he messed things up. I'm sure you all remember that trust takes years to build, seconds to break, and forever to rebuild. Well, I guess we can address this situation, right? And Harry couldn't even try to pretend for that long. He seems backed into a corner, he's desperate, he'll do anything to get what he wants, and when he's back in the fold, he's no longer humble when you bring him back into the fold. He will only be happy, because now he knows that he is definitely a suitor. So I know you all agree with me. Harry had to leave me completely, and if they wanted him back, he had to keep a low profile and stay out of the public eye for at least a year. I think Charles will bring him back, but I don't think he will be trusted again, and I really hope he never comes back as a working member of the royal family. Can you imagine what a horrible nightmare this would be? What he has already said about his family and Britain cannot be taken back, making the idea impossible. Harry said what he meant, but he also had to pay the price. Now, as a prince, the whole world has listened to him, but the other side is that the prince has a lot to lose, and I think Harry will be there soon. So, let's talk about what Meghan entered her life. If you ask me, she hid her trauma pretty well until Meghan came on the scene. So what do you all think about the trauma that Harry is talking about and allegedly going through while serving in the military? Look, I think he's just saying that because he thinks it'll help him get ahead. Clearly, he provides a figurehead for already traumatized veterans who are still trying to change their lives by participating in executions. And I guess it has something to do with that too, but he doesn't seem to understand that, and it's kind of a slap in the face for really brave veterans. I hope they don't take advantage of his injury. He'll have to convince them to spend a lot of money they don't have, and I'm sure they'll all see better or understand how it all works. This is a big scam. So I think another problem with Harry is that the book fair hasn't been as successful as he'd hoped it would be, so now he's trying to do it in an incredibly disjointed way. He attacks his family again, which tells us that the king can't stand his behavior anymore, which means he won't give him any money. However, there is no question that Harry can get the best treatment possible. But I think he wants to be a bad boy because he knows his little mistakes will be hidden. He doesn't want to face the consequences of his actions, which is still a huge problem for him. There may be another reason. In the not-too-distant future, unpleasant news about Harry will be revealed. Perhaps he was trying to use this mental illness to control the damage once it became public knowledge. And I? Well, someone needs to tell him to stop feeding us his pointless "are you" stuff. We're sick of it. No one wants to hear their voices. No one wants to look at them either. Whenever the royals make a difference in the little things, we can look forward to it. Meghan Markle's publicist is launching a brand new puff item. If we care, then what they say about the Commonwealth is also wrong. I mean, they have to correct what they said. They must apologize for these remarks. The creation of the Commonwealth spanned decades of love between the Queen of the Loch and Prince Philip. It's the cornerstone of their tradition, and it's unfair that they're fighting for it. I'm sure Meghan knows the Commonwealth is very important to the Queen of the Lake, which is why she says such horrible things. It was just malicious, because Meghan Markle was not allowed to take a lot of money from the monarchy for her own benefit. You see, when Meghan Markle's plans go awry, she becomes a total badass. He is really like a mad dog. She wanted to be the reincarnation of Diana. Note that Harry seems to have done it. The plan never came to fruition as she only remained a working queen for 1 year. Everything she tried failed in front of her, as it should. But now she's trying to replicate Diana's eating disorder. Obviously. Let's see what this does for her. I remember seeing pictures of the bruises, and I believe Meghan is one of those people who won't let you go. She will follow you screaming. So Harry had to leave her forever. He needs to get back to his family with his dick between his legs, and maybe he can spend the next few months to a year, at least out of the public eye. Maybe he'll finally get the help he so clearly needs, and I hope Harry learns to think about others. Can you help us? I don't even know if he has to think about the veterans who have suffered life-altering physical injuries as well as mental and emotional trauma on the front lines. After all this, Lynn came back after a lot of hardships, but they still have to face these every day. Living with a disability isn't easy, and one doesn't have to live in a castle or a palace. They don't have multi-million-dollar bank accounts, so financial difficulties are often their problem. I mean, if Harry just spends his time thinking about other people and them and their lives, then I hope he'll feel ashamed and eventually learn to shut up. I just don't think Harry knows what so many people are going through every day. They had to expend all their energy to get water and food, let alone shelter that would protect them from the snow heat, and many had to endure truly tragic losses. Often, a few family members pass away, and let's not forget that many family members have to deal with chronic and painful illnesses. I mean, Harry's whining made me sick, and I know you guys feel the same right now. Hal Grace. I mean, obviously, he has no sense of self. Self-centeredness is something he does not understand. I thought maybe he was starting to realize the shame and disrespect he had been doing for the past few years. Harry has some serious character flaws and needs intervention to help him deal with his drug and alcohol problems. Harry was ridiculed for his interviews in the book. I mean, how can we not make fun of him? All he had was a loving family. He had a reputation. He had money. He was famous, but now look at what he has. As far as I can tell, just your delusions. I don't think Harry will regain the respect he once had. That concludes my news for today. What do you think about that? Please give your opinion in the comments below. If you find my videos useful, don't hesitate to like them and feel free to share them with your friends and family. They will love them. Don't forget to subscribe to our Princess Diana newsfeed for more future updates. Thank you very much and look forward to seeing you again tomorrow.